Good morning YouTube, welcome to Newmarket and welcome to Timbers Flooring. We've got a good floor here today. We've got a 5 finger block parquet floor, so yeah, it's going to be a good one. There's quite a lot to do. Here's one of the rooms. Customer wants a natural finish, so a freshly sanded finish is what they really would like. So I'm going to try and achieve that for them with a product from Morrells called Natro, and that's what it's been designed to do, is give a freshly sanded finish. So many customers I get ask for, once I sand the floor, they say, oh, I wish it could stay looking like this. Well, this product is meant to do that. So I'm going to give that a go later on. I'm going to do a time lapse on this floor. I've started on a 40 grit on this floor already, as you can see. There's the difference between the sanded and then the original coating. That's a 40 grit, which is in the machine at the moment that I've started on. It's getting off the stuff quite well, to be fair, but there are a few gaps in this floor, so this needs to be addressed. I don't know if you can see that. So there's quite a lot of them all over the floor, so I do need to do quite a bit of filling on the floor, like in the doorway here as well. There's quite a lot of gaps, and they do need to be addressed, otherwise the floor will just look a bit like it's not been done properly, and that's not what I do. So stick along with this. I'll do a time lapse and let you see the process of how I do this floor. I'll tell you all the stages as I'm going, so hopefully it'll help you if you're at home and hiring a sander. I know I have a good sander, but it's the same process if you have a hired sander. You just got to get the right grits and the right products to put on the floor and do it in the right way, and then you'll get a good finish. So stick along and I'll show you how it's done. See you later. That is 40 grit in the middle, done in the room. I'm now going to go straight into a 60 grit across the middle of the room, and get the floor a little bit smoother because it's quite rough with just the 40 grit there. So yeah, we'll get that going. Take this off. Yeah, not too much gunk actually, it's done quite good. So yeah, we're now on to a 60 grit in the middle, and then I'll move onto the edges and get all the edges out. Probably start with a 40 grit or maybe 60, I'll see how we go after I've done the 60 in the middle. And then we'll look at doing the rest after that. I'll put it on time lapse again and see you in a minute. Right, that's 60s with the main sander done all over the floor in the middle. I'm now going on to the edges with this machine. So I'm going to start with try 60 grit, see if it all comes off with a 60 grit. I don't know if you can see that, Velcro backed 60 grit, ceramic discs from Saic. I've got 40s here as well, so you can see the difference in roughness. Yeah, so I've got them there if the 60s isn't rough enough to get all the stuff off around the edge. So I'm now going to get all the stuff off around the edge in this room, and then I will move on to the hallway, and then start on there and get all that off. But But yeah, so far so good. It's coming up well. Customised the colour of it as it is already, so that's good. And they provided me with some nice cups of teas, so I'm going to have a swig of that. And now, get on with the edges. See you in a bit. So, I've just started on the edges. As you can see, it's all coming up quite nice compared to that. It's going really well. Got about 4 meters or 3 meters, and the edges stopped. So I'm just going to figure out why it stopped. I don't really know why at the moment. Probably the bushes maybe inside. I think I've got some spares. I'm hoping I've got some spares. But I'm just going to open up the machine and see if I can fix it. There we go. Wish me luck. So looks like it might be the bushes. So I've just taken them out. It's a bit dusty in there, as you can imagine. It's a dusty job, but I'm going to clean up the motor and all that now. Just give it a good brush down and clean that out. But yeah, these are the bushes. They're the old ones. Oops. There you can see that. And these are the new ones. So yeah, side by side. See that? There we go. Yeah, so we'll get these installed. They just go in the little slot in there, and then onto the electrical connection just there. Just about make out. But yeah, so I'll get them put in and hopefully we'll be back up and running. So now managed to do all the edges. I fixed my machine, so that's good. It just was a couple of bushes that needed replacing. Luckily I had spares, so it's all good. Done all the edges now. Okay, it's come up well. It didn't come off too badly as well, so it's nice. So now I'm just getting the corners. So after doing the edges, you leave corners like this. A lot of people who don't do floors very often would leave them. They wouldn't bother getting them out. But us pros, we always do it. I've done one now already, so that's nice and clean. To be done up. So yeah, I use this Makita file sander to get this out. So yeah, now we're going to do that, and I'll speak to you in a minute. Hi guys, right, it's now just gone 5 o'clock. I've managed to do all the sanding in all of the rooms around the house. As you can see, I've done this room. It's all fully done now. Well, when I say I've done all the sanding, all for today, because silly bollocks here has forgot to bring his filler to fill in the gaps in the floors. So my fault, I would have done that today, but I didn't bring it with me, so I'm going to do that tomorrow. But I've sanded all the floor in the hallway as well. It's coming up really well actually. Customers are really happy with it. This room's done and the toilet's done. It's all come up really well. So yeah, so tomorrow fill the whole floor and then the final sand with 100 or 120 grit, whatever gets it off easier. Probably 100 grit to be fair to get the filler off. But we'll finish it on 100 grit and then we'll have a good hoover up all over the floor, and then we'll put on this Morrells Natro lacquer. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that looks like. Could call this a little review on it if you like, but it should come up nice. I've seen some floors with it done before and it's come up really good, so we'll see. But yeah, that's me done for today. I'm just going to pack up my stuff here now, and I'll be back tomorrow morning and carry on and get this done. I'll see you soon. Right, we're back at the job. I've just mixed up some mix and fill, Bonner mix and fill. You can see that in there, look. Lovely stuff. Right, we're going to get that in the floor, which I've just sanded yesterday. I'm going to do a full fill over the floor, nice and quick, get all these gaps out. You see these gaps there? They're all over the floor. It's hard to see on the video, but this will just make it look a lot nicer. So yeah, we can do that now. It shouldn't take too long to whiz over the whole floor with this. I'll sand the whole lot off again. Good hoover up, and then hopefully coat of this Morrells Natro. Right, so I've got the Morrells Induro Natro 1K waterborne floor lacquer. As you can see, it's really milky. So it should give a very flat finish. It's the most matte finish apparently they can do. So I've given it a good shake for a couple of minutes. It's all mixed up obviously in there. Let's see what it looks like on the floor. So I've put the second coat on the floor. I'm now just making sure if it's dry, which it looks it. So yeah, we're dry, that's good. So it's come up really well. Look at this, how light it is. So this is the second coat. So this is quite rough at the moment. But that's the next stage, is to give this a light sand. Just take the hairs off the wood. I mean, look at that. That looks stunning. So this Morrells Natro lacquer, thumbs up from me, gives such a matte, flat finish. And the idea was to have it as close to a freshly sanded floor as possible. So this is one of the closest products I've come across. I'm going to get the buffer out now, just the buffer surface, get the hairs off the wood, make this floor lovely and smooth, and then give a good hoover up, and then onto the final coat of lacquer, and then we're done. Right, this is the start of the final coat of lacquer. Paint pad, roller, Morrells Natro lacquer, and do these final rooms for the final time. I've light sanded, hoovered up, really good. So yeah, this is the final bit, and yeah, then we'll be out of here. Hopefully the customer will be very happy. I'm sure they seem to be. So yeah, let's do a time lapse of this, and there we go.